everybody. It is that time, NBC Game of the Week, 1982. We are July the 10th, 1982, last Saturday before the All-Star break. And the game of choice today is the Minnesota Twins and the Boston Red Sox. Did not print off any of the standings. I'll do that after the All-Star break because they become more pertinent the later you get in the season. All right, we are at Fenway Park, and I'll go through the starting pitchers and benches and bullpens for both teams so we know who we have available. On the mound for the Red Sox is left-hander Bruce Hurst, and on the mound for the Twins is right-hander Bobby Castillo. Let's look at the bench and bullpen first for the Twins. They have two left-handed hitters, Randy Johnson and Randy Bush. Then they have four right-handers, Lenny Fiedo, Dave Engel, Mickey Hatcher, and backup catcher Sal Butera. So that's who they have available on the bench. And in the bullpen, they have one lefty, and that is Jeff Little. And then four right-handed pitchers, Terry Felton, Paul Boris, John Pasella, and their closer, Ron Davis. So that's who's available for the Twins out of the pen and off the bench. For the Red Sox, they have one switch hitter on the bench, and that is Julio Valdez. Then they have three right-handers, Tony Perez, Reed Nichols, and backup catcher Gary Allenson. In the bullpen, the Red Sox have one lefty available, and that is Tom Bergmeyer. They have three right-handers, Louis Aponte, Mark Clear, and Bob Stanley. And Clear and Stanley kind of split the closer duties. Kind of a by-committee thing. Let's look at the starting lineups as it was played on July the 10th. We've got Mitchell, Washington, Bernansky, Herbeck, Vega, Laudner, Ward, Gaetti, and Castino for the Twins. Remy, Evans, Rice, Yastrzemski, Boggs, Gedman, Hoffman, Stapleton, and Miller for the Red Sox. I did write down their run ratings to the left there so that I don't have to keep flipping through their cards. And down here, where my pen is pointing, I've got the ballpark effects. Singles are 1 to 19 for both lefties and righties. Home runs do have a difference. Lefties are a 4, right-handers are a 10, probably for the Green Monster. Okay, so Bruce Hurst finishing up the warm-up tosses. And Bobby Mitchell, not the Bobby Mitchell that played defensive back in the NFL, but a different Bobby Mitchell. He will be up to bat. And this game of the week, 1982 NBC Game of the Week, July 10th, is just about ready to get underway. I've been playing a lot of Strat Advanced, but in this little, I don't even want to call this a project, but this little thing I'm doing with the NBC Game of the Week, I've been doing Super Advanced. So let me revert back to Super Advanced and I hope I don't forget anything. I got the rule book here just in case. All right, so Bobby Mitchell against Bruce Hurst, lefty on lefty matchup. Game of the week is underway. 2-5, and a 2-5 against the lefty is a leadoff walk. So Bobby Mitchell draws the leadoff walk against Hurst. And the last time we saw Hurst on the Game of the Week against Kansas City, he was getting blitzed. So they're hoping for a better outing this time. Mitchell, decent chance to get a jump, but he also has two chances to get caught automatically. So on the season, he had 8 steals and got caught 9 times. So they're gonna keep him there, but they will hold him on, and we'll roll for the havoc on Bruce Hurst, but nothing's going on. So now Ron Washington, who later went on to manage the Texas Rangers to a couple of World Series appearances, he is up, and he will be facing Bruce Hurst. We get a 6-7, and against a right-hander, 6-7 split chance. That's an 18, so that's a single 2 stars for Ron Washington. And all of a sudden, Bruce Hurst run into early trouble. Early trouble here in the first inning. Runners on the corners, nobody out. Washington will be held at first, but he's not going to try to go anywhere. Roll the havoc for Hurst. Nothing happening. Here's Bernansky. That's a 4-5 against the right-hander. That's a fly ball center field B. That'll be a sacrifice fly. Fielded by Miller, but Mitchell very easily will come in to score. And the Twins take a 1-0 lead here in the top of the first. So Bernansky would credit him with the RBI. And now that'll send up Kent Herbeck. Washington still at first, being held on, nothing's going on there. Herbeck against Hurst. 5-7. 1-15 is a single, but that's a 20. So that's a ground ball first base B. It's a fielder's choice. 3-6. As the first baseman, Stapleton, throws to Hoffman covering to get the force. The relay not in time, so Herbeck's the new runner at first. And he will, actually he will not even be held on. So here's Jesus Vega, the DH. Hurst with the havoc. Nothing going on there. Hurst 4-5 against a right-hander. That's the same role we had earlier, fly ball center field, but that just means the end of the inning. So the Twins pick up a run. Hurst limits the damage to just that one run. We go to the bottom of the first. It's the Twins 1 and the Red Sox coming to bat. And Bobby Castilla, 13-11 with a 3.66 ERA in 1982, is up. And Jerry Remy will lead it off for the Red Sox, second baseman, followed by Evans and Rice. 3-7 for Remy, and all these hits in column 3, and he found a fly to center. So 1 away, and that brings up Dewey Evans. 3-9 for Evans, and he struck him out. So Castillo catches a couple of good rolls off the Red Sox batting cards, gets 2 quick outs, and here's Jim Rice. 5-6. Split chance, 1-2 was a single. Anything else, he lines to second. And he's going to line it to second. Snagged over there by John Castino. And it's a quick 1-2-3 inning. Red Sox go meekly. We go to the top of the second. 1-0 Twins. Bruce Hurst facing Tim Laudner. Twins out of the playoff race, but Boston's certainly in it. They're leading the division, so it's an important game to Boston. Of course, onlookers like Milwaukee and Baltimore are very interested in this game and are definitely Twins fans. All right, here's Laudner. I guess I'll go ahead and start rolling to 20 with everything, just to speed up things. 5-9, and that's a ground ball to short. He's not tired. There's a dot there, but he's not tired, obviously, this early. So 1 away as Hoffman makes the play. Here's Gary Ward. 1-10 against the lefty. Ground ball to first. Stapleton to the bag himself. 2 down. And actually, I've been looking at what... don't tell me this thing's not going to work now after having it working for so long. Now all of a sudden it doesn't want to work. Ah, come on. The only thing about these little tape things is they get a little messed up and then they don't want to work. Boy, real mess there. But anyway, as I was saying, I was listening to not Tabletop, but Tenacious Earl, and I believe he had conversations back in the day with Tribe Fan, and was going to adjust any ground ball C to be a 3-1 put out, just like the X chances. So that's what I will do here. Since that was a C, I'll make it a 3-1 instead of a ground out 3 unassisted. Not that it matters, just a little idiosyncrasy that I've been meaning to include as part of my playing process, and sometimes I forget, so might as well start and try to remember early. All right, so 2 up, 2 down. Here's Gary Gaetti. 6-10, and that's a ground ball shortstop X. The shortstop in this case is Hoffman. He's a 2E24. 2 and a 4, that could be interesting. 2 and a 4 is a G3, so he will get to it. That's a 13. He's an E24. There is no 13. So it's a good play for Hoffman. Tough chance, and he takes care of it. And the inning's over. So we go to the bottom of the second. Still 1-0 Twins. And that's going to send us to Yaz, the designated hitter, followed by first appearance for Wade Boggs, as he was a midseason call-up. So last time the Red Sox were on the Game of the Week, Boggs was on the bench but never got to play. Castillo 2-6 for Yastrzemski is a leadoff walk. Yaz will walk, but the aged Yaz will not even be held. He's definitely not going to go anywhere. Roll for the havoc on Castillo, but nothing's happening. And now here's Wade Boggs. 3-10 for Boggs. That's a single, 1 star. So Yaz going station to station. Puts runners at first and second with nobody out for Rich Gedman, and maybe this is the chance the Red Sox need to get back in the game, or perhaps to even take the lead. Gedman trying to avoid hitting to a double play though. 4-5, and that's an in-home run chance, 1-12. He does have normal power. That's a 15 though, so it's going to be a fly to right field, and there's one away. And Yaz has definitely no chance to get to third. So one away, and that brings up Glenn Hoffman. Nothing on the Havoc. Hoffman the batter. Castillo 1-7 to Hoffman, a fly to center. That's 2 away. So Castillo trying to pitch out of it, needs one more out to get there. Dave Stapleton standing in his way. That's a 2, chance for a balk or a pass ball. And we're checking the balk rating. He is a 2. So Castillo is a 2. If we roll a 1 or a 2, he balks. And he does not. So he's good to go. Here's the pitch to Stapleton. 1-8, and that's a ground ball back to Castillo to end the inning. So after a walk and a single, Castillo bows up and shuts the door. And at the end of 2, it's still 1-0 Twins. And I will take a brief second to double check the focus and make sure nothing got lost on there, because sometimes on these videos I lose focus in the middle and don't know why, but everything looks like it's copacetic from best I can tell through my phone. So we'll drive on. John Castino, number 9 hitter, second baseman's up for the Twins against Hurst. 3-5, and that's a strikeout. So Hurst gets the whiff. That's his first strikeout of the game. Back to the top of the order, Bobby Mitchell. He walked and scored his first chance. 4-10 against a left-hander. That is a ballpark single, which is 1-19. That's a 13, so 2 for 2 for Mitchell. He will be held, but he won't try to go anywhere. Here's Ron Washington. Havoc roll, nothing happening. 3-8 for Washington against a lefty. It's a single, 2 stars. So all of a sudden, the top of the order for the Twins coming through again with base hits. Runners are at the corners with 1 out, and Bernansky's up. He had a sac fly his first time. Got a chance to do it again, or maybe even more damage. Washington will he be held? Yes, Washington is being held at first. 6-10 is a ground ball shortstop X. Now the person responsible for holding runners is the second baseman, so the shortstop's not affected. That is Hoffman. He is a 2E24. 2 and an 8. Should be a double play chance. 2 and an 8. Actually, no, it's a G2 for a fielder's choice. That's a 12, and he is an E24. There is no 12, but it's only going to be a fielder's choice. The run's going to score. They couldn't turn the double play. Couldn't quite do it. It's a 6-4 fielder's choice. And again, Mitchell scores, and the Twins now lead it 2-0. Here in the top of the third, Bernansky, the runner at first, will not be held. Herbeck, nothing on the Havoc. Hurst to Herbeck, 3-7, and that's a fly to center field. There's a Omega there, but somebody has to be on third base for that to come into play. And 2 outs, which there are 2 outs, but nobody's at third, so it's just going to be a fly to center to end the inning. So even if they had played the infield in somehow and kept the runner at third, he would have scored on that hit, because that would have turned Herbeck's out into a hit. So it's kind of worked out there, I guess. So 2-0 favor the Twins over the Red Sox as we go to the bottom of the third. And Rick Miller, number 9 hitter for the Red Sox, steps up. 5-7, and that's a strikeout. Castillo gets him. Second strikeout for Castillo. Here's Jerry Remy. 5-4, and that is a ground ball third base X. Third baseman is Gaetti. He's a 3E18. 3 and a 14 is good all day long. E18 and a 6. There is no 6, so it's good play for Gaetti. 2 down. Handles the bad hop, no problem. And here's Dewey Evans. 1-7, struck him out. He struck out twice. So Castillo making short work of the Red Sox. After a hiccup in the second inning, he is mowing them down. We go to the fourth, still 2-0. Favor the Twins. Hurst has a fatigue in the 5th inning, so you got to watch out for that, whereas Castillo can go to the 7th. Jesus Vega flew to center his first chance. DH. 6-7, and that's trouble for Hurst. 1 to 16 is a double, 17 to 20 is a single. That's a 16. It's a leadoff double for Jesus Vega. Vega is on. He will be held at second. He's a B runner, so he's got speed of 13, so they want to hold him on, keep him close. Laudner the batter. 5-7, and that's a single 2-star, so it didn't matter how they were holding him on. It's a base hit, and it's 3-0 Twins. Twins lead it 3-0. Here in the fourth, Laudner will not be held, and now the Red Sox bullpen starting to stir down there as Louis Aponte begins to light toss. He's their long reliever. Here's Gary Ward. We'll roll the havoc. Nothing going on. 5-6, and that's 1 to 5 for a single, but that's a 6. So it's ground ball third base B, which is a fielder's choice. 5 to 4. One away. Gary Ward is now the runner at first. He will be held. Let's see if he can get a jump. He needs a 5 to get a jump, so they're going to try to see if he can get a jump out of this. He does not get the 5, so there's no jump, and he will just be held there. All right, here is Gary Gaetti. Hurst to Gaetti, 1-6, struck him out. Big strikeout for Hurst. 2 down for John Castino, number 9 hitter. Roll for the havoc. Nothing going on. So Castino against Hurst. 5-5, and that's trouble in home run chance. 1 to 12. Castino does have weak power though, so that 1 to 12 would turn to a single. That's an 18 though, which makes it a double to center field. Can Gary Ward score from first is the question. Gary Ward runs at a 15. He was being held, makes him a 14, but there are 2 outs to make him a 16. Center fielder Rick Miller is a 0. So 1 to 16, he's going to try to chug around to score. And the throw is got him. How about that? They get him at the plate. The Red Sox with the relay. And that goes, we're going to call it 8 to 4 to 2 as Remy took the relay throw and fired a peg down to Rich Gebbin to apply the tag, and the inning is over, and that saves the Red Sox another run. So Hurst struggling but getting some help from his friends on defense, and now we go to the bottom of the fourth. It's 3-0, but he's not getting any help from his offense. That's the other part of the equation. So the Red Sox bats not coming to life just yet, but the heart of the order is up. Rice, Yastrzemski, and Boggs against Castillo. 4-6 for Castillo against a right-hander. 1 to 3 is a triple. That's a 17, so it's a leadoff double for Jim Rice. And maybe, as Shalimar saying, second time around is good for the Red Sox. Rice, the E-stealer, will not be held. Nothing there. Here is Yastrzemski. 2-6 for Yastrzemski. It will be a walk, and all of a sudden now the tying run will now come to the plate. Now the speed on the base paths is almost non-existent because you got 2 Ancient Mariners there, but they're on base. That's the whole thing. Here is Wade Boggs. The singles machine has a chance to drive him home. Castillo 3-7, and he does just that right on cue. Single 2 stars, and that will bring home Rice for the first run of the game. Cuts the lead to 3-1, and Yastrzemski hobbles those knees all the way over to third. Boggs also will not be held as an E-stealer. 3-1 now, and the Red Sox looking for more. Nothing on the havoc. Here's the pitch to Gedman. Twins playing back. They will trade the run for 2 outs. 6-11. That's a fly ball right field X, and that'll be Laudner. I'm sorry, that'll be Vernansky. He's a 3-E-7. I don't know where I got Laudner from. 3-E-7. 3 and a 13. Let's see if that's a sac fly or not. 3 and a 13 is an F2, which does translate into a sacrifice fly, but let's check for an error. That's a 13. He's an E7. There is no 13, but it is an F2, which is a sacrifice fly. So Yastrzemski will chug in on the sacrifice fly. Cuts the lead to 3-2. So now we got a 3-2 game. Boggs at first and 1 out. And that brings up Glenn Hoffman. So the Red Sox right back in it. Fenway faithful a little bit more happy now. Castillo to Hoffman, 1-5, and they might get more. 1 to 11 is a double. That's a 2. It'll be a double. But Boggs doesn't run well, so they will hold him up with only 1 out. They will hold him at third. So runners are at second and third with only 1 out. And Dave Stapleton, the batter. The Twins are going to play the infield in. They're going to cut that run off, or at least attempt to. Nothing on the strategy roll. Here's Stapleton. 4-8 for Castillo. He walks him, and that's going to load the bases. So Castillo, all kinds of trouble now. Bases are loaded with only 1 out for Rick Miller. And now they're going to play for the double play, because that will set up a chance to get out of the inning completely with a double play. So they are laying back. 1 is a chance for a wild pitch, but he has no wild pitch rating. So here's Miller from Castillo, 5-4. Ground ball third base X, that's Gaetti. And Gaetti is a 3 E18. 3 and a 13 for Gaetti. 3 and a 13 is a G2. So that will only be a fielder's choice. That's a 9, and he is an E18. There is no 9, but it's only going to be a fielder's choice. They can't turn the double play. They will get the 5-4 fielder's choice. But scoring is Boggs, and we're tied at 3. With Hoffman going to third base. So how about that? Probably shouldn't have put these numbers in here, should I? I'm trying to get the score as up to date as possible, but maybe I shouldn't do that until the inning's over. Because now if Hoffman scores, it'll turn to 4, and I can't change a 3 to a 4 without some heavy scribbling, so I'll just keep it the way it is. All right, so Remy's up with 2 outs and Hoffman at third base, but we are now tied at 3 here in the 4th inning. Castillo 2-6 to Remy, ground ball to short to end the inning, and now the 3 spot will be legitimate. So at the end of 4, we are tied at 3 apiece as the hits are coming here at Fenway on this hot July afternoon, Saturday, July the 10th from Fenway. All right, Bruce Hurst starting his 5th inning. This is his fatigue inning, so he does have to be careful about that and be cognizant of that. Bobby Mitchell's reached base twice, a walk and a single. He's going to lead it off. 4-4, and that's a ground ball third base X to Wade Boggs. Boggs is a 4 E21. 4-1, that's going to get by for a base hit. 4 and a 1, it's a single. That's a 13, and he's an E21. No 13, but it will be a base hit, and Mr. Mitchell, it's been a thorn in the Red Sox side. He has reached twice and scored twice. Now he's reached a 3rd time. The question is, will he score a 3rd time? He will be held. And here's Ron Washington. Nothing doing there. Hurst to Washington, 3-8. That's a single, 2 stars. And now Washington is 3 for 3. So Hurst cannot figure out the top 2 hitters at all. He just does not have a clue about that, apparently. And now he's 1 batter away from being fatigued, and that's Tom Brunansky. 1 chance for a wild pitch, which is an 8. Nope, no wild pitch. It's blocked by Gedman. Infield is back. They'll give up the run to get 2 outs. 6-10. Ground ball shortstop X. That is Hoffman. Hoffman's a 2 E24. 2 and a 2 though is trouble. 2 and a 2 is a single 1 star. That's a 12, and he's an E24. There is no 12, but it's a single 1 star. And the Twins have now taken the lead right back, 4-3. Washington will take 2nd. And now Hurst is tired. This will be his last batter. Herbeck's going to be it. After this, they're going to bring in Aponte. Or they might actually, you know what? They might actually go to somebody else because they want somebody that can get them out of a jam middle inning style. So they're actually going to bring in Mark Clear will be coming in next. Not Aponte, but Clear. All right, but first they're going to let Hurst face Herbeck. Strategy roll. And remember, Hurst is now tired, so the dots will come into play. 6-5 is a fly ball center field. 1 away, and that's going to do it for Hurst. They're not going to take any chances for anything further. He will leave the game. He's going to end up going 4 1/3, giving up at least 4 runs and possibly up to 6. And now Mark Clear is going to come on to try to get out of this. They'd rather have Aponte have a clean inning than try to get out of a jam. So they're going to bring in Mark Clear. And on the 82 season, Mark Clear split time as a closer with Stanley. It's 14-9 with the ERA of even 3 and 14 saves. But the fact he had 14 wins means he came in a lot of times, you know, 6th, 7th, 8th inning and scarfed up a win. See, his fatigue factor is up to a 3, so he can go multiple innings, of course. But they want to get him out of the jam if possible. Vega, the batter. Nothing on the Havoc. Runners at first and second, 1 out, 1 in, 4-3 Twins, top of the 5th. 2-10 for Vega. Lines it out to third base. Boggs snags it. Out number 2. Out number 2, and that brings up Tim Laudner. Nothing on the Havoc. Clear to Laudner, 3-8. Struck him out, and so Clear gets the job done. Close the book on Hurst. He gives up the 4 runs. And right now we go to the bottom of the 5th. It's Minnesota 4 and Boston 3. Castillo doesn't have the problem of fatigue. He can go up to 7 innings before that kicks in, unless he gives up 6 runs. All right, here is Evans, Dewey Evans. Only guy to not bat last inning was Dewey Evans. 4-7, but doesn't matter to him. He's going to lead off with a single. Red Sox picking right back up where they left off. Evans will be held on. Here's Jim Rice. Nothing on the Havoc. Castillo to Rice, 3-7. It's ground ball shortstop A. It's a 6-4-3 tailor-made double play. And Boston not a running team, so they are susceptible to that double play ball, and there it was. All right, here's Yastrzemski, 2 outs, bases clear. 2-7 is a walk, so maybe they're going to try something again. Yastrzemski's reached base all 3 times. He will not be held. And here's Wade Boggs. Nothing there. Boggs. 5-10, and that's a fly to center to end the inning. So we've played 5 innings here at Fenway on this NBC game of the week, and it's Minnesota 4 and Boston 3. Clear coming back out, and I'll double check. Looks like focus is still okay. Alrighty, we're ready to go with Gary Ward. Clear, 5-5, struck him out. So Ward down on strikes. That brings up Gaetti. 1-5 for Gaetti. He's out on strikes. So Clear is now struck out 3 in a row. And here is Castino. 5-6. 1-13 is a single. That's a 4, so it will be a single for Castino. He's 2 for 3. He will not run, but he will be held. And here's Mitchell, who has reached base all 3 times off of Hurst. First time it gets clear. 1-5, and he's going to do it again. 1-7 is a triple, but that's a 12 for a single, 2 stars. And that puts runners on the corners. And boy, Mitchell, 3 for 3 with a walk. He's really been a pain in their butt. And now the other pain in the butt, Ron Washington, he's 3 for 3 on the game. And he only hit, well, he hit 271 on the season, but he's 3 for 3. So there's 2 outs, runners at the corners. Mitchell will be held. Clear with the Havoc roll, nothing happening, but he's got to get Ron Washington. He cannot afford to give up another hit. 5-9, he doesn't, he struck him out. So Clear gets out of that mess. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. Still 4-3 Twins. Castillo will be facing Gedman, Stapleton, and Miller. I'm sorry, Gedman, Hoffman, Stapleton, bottom of the order. 6-9 off a lefty, ground ball shortstop X. That is the shortstop, Ron Washington. He's a 4E19. 4-12 is good, I believe. 4-12 is a G3. That's good enough. To 12 there. His error range of 19. There's a 14 there, but no 12. So Washington makes the play. 1 down. That's going to bring up Glenn Hoffman. 6-10, and that's a ground ball shortstop X, and Mr. Washington gets to do it again. 4E19, 4-15 is good. The 11 On a shortstop 19, the 11 is also good, so Washington makes 2 tough plays. 2 quick outs for Dave Stapleton. 6-9. Ground ball shortstop X again, so we're going to try it again. First you don't succeed, try again. 4-3, this time they sneak it by him. That's going to be a base hit. So a 2-out single for Stapleton. So the 3rd time was the charm. They finally snuck it by him. Stapleton will be held with 2 outs, and here's Rick Miller. Nothing on the Havoc. 3-9 for Miller. He grounds to Castino, and the ball, not the ball game, but the inning is over. So 6 innings are in the books. It is the Twins 4 and the Red Sox 3. And we have Brunansky, Herbeck, and Vega due up for the Twins against Clear. This is probably going to be Clear's last inning. Facing Brunansky, 5-9, struck him out. 1 away, and that brings up Herbeck. 3-5, fly to right. Evans is there, 2 down. So Clear trying to go out with a bang. He's certainly done his job. He's kept the Twins at bay. 6-7, and that's going to be a walk. So a 2-out walk will send us to Tim Laudner. Vega will not be held. Nothing going on there. Clear to Laudner, 4-5, struck him out, and that's going to be it for the Twins, and that's going to do it for Clear. He's going to end up going 2 2/3 innings, giving up nothing. A couple of hits, and that's it. So 7th inning stretch time here at Fenway. 4-3 favor the Twinks, and I will do a stretch because I need to stretch after I've been sitting down for a while. It's a good idea to go ahead and stretch a little bit. And of course for the Red Sox, their new pitcher will probably be Aponte, but if they take the lead or tie the game, it could be Bob Stanley. So it's all going to be dependent on what they do offensively. So I can't declare a relief pitcher just yet. All right. Bottom of the 7th we go. Jerry Remy, 0 for 3. He's definitely due. 4th time to get to see Castillo. 6-6 against a left-hander. Pops him up to second base. 1 away. Brings up Dewey Evans. 3-5, and that's a walk. So that's 1 notch against the point of weakness of Castillo. Evans will... he will be held, actually. Here's Rice. Nothing on the Havoc. 1-11, and that's a ballpark single check. That's a 20 though, so the ballpark singles are 1 to 19, and he found a 20. That's just the way it's going for the Red Sox. 2 down. Rice can't believe it. All right, that'll bring up Yaz. Nothing on the Havoc. 5-8. Ground ball second base X, and since the runner is being held, it's the shortstop who's responsible for when a left-handed batter's up there. So the ground ball to second base X is not going to change the rating of Castino in any way. He's still a 3-4. 3 and a 6 should be enough to get it done. 3 and a 6, and it is, but there's a pound sign there, so if he was holding the runner, that would have been a base hit, but he's not, so we don't have to worry about it. That is a 15, and he is an E4, so very low error rating, and you got to have a 17 or 18 to worry about that. So Castino makes the play, and the inning's over. We go to the 8th. It is still 4-3 favor of the Twins, and we will now get, actually we're going to go ahead and get Bob Stanley because the game's close. They want to keep it that way. So Bob Stanley is on. That leaves Aponte and Bergmeyer's the only 2 relievers left for the Red Sox. Of course, if it goes extra innings and goes like 15 innings or something, they'll pull a starter to use, but that's just the guys I have out that are readily available and rested. All right, so Gary Ward, the batter, 0 for 3. 6-7, and that's a ground ball second base X. That is Mr. Remy. He's a 3-E14. 3 and a 5. See about that. 3 and a 5 is a good play, barely, but it's good play. 14, and he is an E14. 14 and a 14, it's a good play. 15 and 16 were errors, but not 14. So Remy makes the play. So one away, and that's going to bring up Gary Gaetti. 6-2, and that's a ballpark home run chance. Gary Gaetti does have normal power. The home runs are 1 to 10 for righties, but that's a 1, so it is gone. Gary Gaetti just blasted one over the green monster, taking Stanley's curveball deep. It didn't curve. And now it is 5-3 Twins here in the 8th. Castino. 5-5, and that's another in home run chance. Normal power 1 to 5 is a homer, but that's a 17, so it turns into just a deep fly to left that Rice fields just in front of the green monster for out number 2, but it's getting too close for comfort for Ralph Houck, as Stanley has given up 2 long balls in a row. One went over the fence and one came up just short. Here's Bobby Mitchell. He's reached base all 4 times. He's 3 for 3 with a walk and 3 runs scored. 110. It's going to do it again. I mean, he's just hot. 1 to 5 is a double, 10 is a single. So it's his 4th single. But what else can you expect? What else do you want from a leadoff man? He's 4 for 4, reaching base all 5 times and scored 3 runs. What else can a leadoff man possibly do? I mean, unless you're Ricky Henderson hitting home runs. I mean, he's done just about everything. So with 2 outs and a runner at first, they will hold him on. Ron Washington steps up. Stanley, 6-9. Ground ball to short, and they get the fielder's choice the short way to end the inning. So we go to the bottom of the 8th. It's Minnesota 5 and Boston 3. And the Red Sox running out of outs. They only have 6 outs to play with. Castillo back out. He's not tired yet. He only had a walk against him, so he can still go. Although the bullpen for the Twins is loosening. Their closer, Ron Davis, is loosening. And also a lefty, Jeff Little, just in case they want to match up lefty on lefty. They're both in the bullpen loosening right now. Here's Wade Boggs. 2-7 for Boggs, and he flies to left. 1 away. That's going to send up Rich Gedman. 4-11 for Castillo. That's a ground ball to first. Easy play for Mr. Herbeck. 2 down. And here's Glenn Hoffman now. Not a very good hitter, so let's look on the bench and see if they want to maybe try to spark something. They're going to see if they can catch lightning in a bottle and bring in Tony Perez to pinch hit. And then they'll bring in Julio Valdez to play shortstop in the 9th. So we're going to have Perez pinch hitting. And then we're going to have Valdez at short. And Valdez is a 4E22. But right now they're going to see if Perez can sneak one over the fence and get him 1 run closer with some lightning in a bottle. Castillo, 3-8. Nope, can't do it. It's a fly to center. And the inning's over. So we go to the 9th, and now Valdez will be the new shortstop. We go to the 9th. It's 5-3 Twins. And I believe it's probably going to be all for Castillo. I think they're going to bring in Ron Davis to close it in the 9th. For the Red Sox, Stanley will be coming back out, and he will be facing Tom Brunansky. Trying to keep the score from getting any worse. 1-5, 1 to 8's a single. That's a 7, so it's a leadoff single for Brunansky. And now here's Kent Herbeck, and now they're going to go to the bullpen. Stanley's going to be lifted. They're going to bring in Tom Bergmeyer, the lefty, to go against Herbeck, the lefty. So Tom Bergmeyer will get the call. Stanley goes 1 inning and gives up the 1 run. All right, so Herbeck is on. Red Sox looking for that double play potentially. Strategy roll on Bergmeyer. Nothing happening. Bergmeyer, 2-12, and that's a walk. So Herbeck walks, and he would have walked against either pitcher, so it really didn't matter in this case. He walks. That puts 2 on with nobody out for Jesus Vega, and they're definitely looking to turn 2 here if possible. 6-3 against a right-hander. That's a fly ball left field X. That's Jim Rice. Rice is a 3-E10. 3 and a 2. That's bad news if you're the Red Sox. 3 and a 2 is a double 2 stars. That's a 13, and he's an E10. There's no 13, fortunately. There's a 14, 15, 16, and 17, but no 13. But it'll be a double 2 stars, so the runner on second will score. Bernansky, but Herbeck will have to stop at third. That run is charged to Stanley. So now he's giving up 2 runs. And let's see here, so we can close the book on Stanley. And now Bergmeyer in deep doo-doo. Runners at second and third, nobody out for Tim Laudner. Now what do you do if you're Laudner? What do you do if the Red Sox? Do you bring in Aponte? Got a whole bunch of right-handers coming up, so they're going to bring in Aponte as the last guy they got left. No use saving him for anything else. So Louis Aponte is coming on in a really tough spot. Runners at second and third and nobody out here in the top of the ninth, with the Twins already leading now by the score of 6-3. So Laudner, infield is in, obviously. Aponte, nothing on the Havoc. 3-7, and that's a 1-10 single. That is a 3. It's a base hit. Make it now 7-3, and now we may not get Ron Davis because it's no longer a save situation. 1 star means Vega only goes to third. But the run is in. That run is charged to Bergmeyer. And Bergmeyer didn't get anybody out. So now here's Gary Ward, first and third, with nobody out. So they got to play the infield in. They got to cut a run off. Even a double play won't help them now. They need to cut the run off. 4-7, and that's a strikeout. So that's the best thing they could have, is a strikeout. Now if they wanted to play in turn for the double play, they could, if they would like. I don't think, well, Guy's got a few double play chances, but not many. So they're actually going to play the infield in again. They're going to keep the infield in against Gaetti. Ponte, 3-12. Split chance, 1-11 is a single, 12-20 is a liner to short. That's an 11. It is a single, 1 star, and that will score Vega. Yet another run. 3 runs are in now for the Twins, and they now lead it by the score of 8-3. Laudner will go to third base, and this one just getting out of hand against the Red Sox bullpen. That'll bring up Castino. They'll play for the double play because he is a double play candidate. So Ponte looking for that double play ball. 110. That's a ground ball third base. I'm sorry, ground ball first base B. So with the infield back, that's going to be a fielder's choice. The run will score. They were hoping to turn 2 there, but it's going to be a 3-6, and they can't turn it. So actually, that's a 4th run that's now come in, and now it is 9-3. Favor the Twins. Bring up Bobby Mitchell. You know how dangerous he's been all game. Ponte has to deal with him. 5-11. Fly ball left field X. That's Jim Rice again. He missed the first chance. Off the bat of Vega. Can he do it again? Can he make it this time? It's a 3-E10. 3-12. He'll get to it this time. The question is the error, because that is a 16. Or not, it's actually a 17. I did go to public school. That is 17. 3-12 is an F2. 17 on an E10 is a 2-base error. 17 on the E10 is a 2-base error. So just when you think he can get to it, he boots it. So it's a 2-base error on Jim Rice, and that'll move Castino to third base. So runners are at second and third, and now Ron Washington, the 9th man to bat in the order, is up. Boston looking for that elusive final out. Nothing on the Havoc roll. 4-5. Ground ball to short, and it's mercifully over in the inning. 4 runs for the Twins. They now take a 9-3 lead as we go to the bottom of the 9th. So Red Sox faithful, I think, have already left, and those turnstiles are spinning so fast, makes your eyes blink. That's how bad it is. And now Paul, let's see, they're going to use Paul Boris in relief. They're not going to use Ron Davis because it's not a safe situation. So Paul Boris is on for the Twins. On the season, he was 1-2 with a 3.99 ERA and no saves. Of course, this is nowhere near a save situation. Castillo goes 8 innings, only gives up 3 runs. He had 1 bad inning. And now Paul Boris looking to just wrap it up. And he'll be facing Stapleton, Miller, and Remy. Unless they want to go to the bench. They do have Reed Nichols, Gary Allenson, but they're not very good, so you might as well stick with who you have. So Stapleton will lead it off. 3-7, and that's a single. I'm not even going to worry about whether there's any ninth inning magic. When the score's like this, you're just hoping to get the game over with. All right, havoc roll, nothing happening. Here's Rick Miller. 1-4 for Miller. Ground ball pitcher B. It's a fielder's choice. 1-6. And Miller is the new runner, and of course he will not be held. Score being what it is, they're not going to hold anybody. Nothing on that. Here's the pitch to Remy, who's 0 for 4 on the game. 2-5 makes it 0 for 5. Another ground ball pitcher B. Another 1-6 fielder's choice. So 2 down. Remy is up, and Remy will take second base on defensive indifference, as they're not holding him on, so he scoots on down to second base. Not that it matters. Twins aren't paying him any attention. Here's Dewey Evans. 2-5 for Evans. That's a single to left field, but it's clutch. Unbelievable. So taking defensive interference puts him in scoring position, turns this into a clutch situation, and Evans fails in the clutch. I guess I should have looked at this card and saw that he had that clutch rating on it. But that single to left turns into a fly out to left field, or maybe a pop-up, I'm not sure which. Either way, it doesn't matter. The ball game is over, and that's just the kind of game it's been for the Red Sox. No way did I do that intentionally. It just came up that way. I didn't even think about the fact that it would be clutched by doing that. It was the furthest thing from my mind. But when the score was 9-3, does it really matter? Boston won the real game 5-4, but that's certainly not the case here. Twins all over the Red Sox and their bullpen, and the Sox really, except for 1 inning, really couldn't answer Bobby Castillo, the pitcher, the starter. They really had no answer for him, and their offense just couldn't get going. So the Red Sox will drop a game in the standings, and we'll see after the All-Star break how they're faring in the 1982 replay standings. So I'm not going to, I guess I'll do it. I think it's going to be too messy to do the totals, but I guess I'll do the totals real quick. Let's see, for the Twins, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 hits I've got the Twins for. 9 runs, 17 hits, and no errors for the Twins. For the Red Sox, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just 7. 3 runs, 7 hits, and I believe they made 1 error. The Jim Rice error was the only error of the game on the Sox, unless they made another error somewhere that I'm missing. I think that was the only error that I can remember for either team. Yep, just that 1 error. So final line score from Fenway. It was a good game until we got to the 9th inning. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, it was 5-3 until we got to the 9th inning. So 9 runs, 17 hits, no errors for the Twins. 3 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error for the Red Sox. Winning pitcher Bobby Castillo. Losing pitcher is Bruce Hurst. So that's going to do it from here. Hope you're enjoying your Saturday, and the All-Star break will be coming up very shortly, and then we'll pick this back up on the next Saturday after the All-Star game, and I'm not sure what the schedule will produce on that. It could be the Red Sox again. I think they're playing the Royals, but we'll see. I'll check the schedule and just compare and see what looks like the most interesting game based on the standings, and also check the day games from July 17th and see who's eligible to be on the game of the week. So that's going to do it from here. Hope you enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.